If you've ever wondered if living in small towns near Madison, Wisconsin is really more affordable, this video is for you. Today, we're diving into what it really costs to live in Edgerton, Wisconsin. And spoiler alert, Edgerton might just be the sweet spot you've been looking for. Hi, I'm Julie Schultz, a local realtor here in South Central Wisconsin. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome and thank you for being here. It's my mission to help people just like you determine the best places to live around Madison, Wisconsin. I have created a relocation guide that will help you determine the best community around Madison for you to call home. You can download this guide for free down in the description below, so make sure you grab that copy before you go. Let's get started. We'll start with the big one, housing. If you're thinking about buying in Edgerton, you'll be happy to hear that prices are still relatively affordable compared to bigger cities nearby. As of 2025, the average home value here is around 290 to 300,000, depending on the neighborhood and the type of home you're looking for. If you're buying something newer or updated, especially on the north side of town or out near Lake Koshkonong, you might see prices in the $350,000 to $400,000 range. But there are still some really great starter homes in the $225,000 to $275,000 range, which is perfect if you're a first-time home buyer or you're just looking to downsize. When you compare that to Madison, for example, where the median home price is pushing $530,000 as of 2025, Edgerton definitely comes off as a budget-friendly alternative, especially for folks who don't mind a relatively short commute. Now, if you're not ready to buy just yet, let's talk rentals. Renting in Edgerton is also pretty affordable. You can find a decent one-bedroom apartment for around $850 to $950 a month, and two bedrooms are usually between $950 and $1,100 a month. If you're looking to rent a single-family home, those usually run anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800 a month, depending on the size, updates, and location. Anything near the lake or with a big yard will obviously be on the higher end. The rental market here isn't huge, so homes and apartments can go quickly. And they may not have the amenities that you'll find in bigger cities like Madison, but it's still a great place to land if you're trying to save money or you just want to test out life in a smaller town before making a long-term commitment. Now let's talk about a few things people sometimes forget about when budgeting for a home. Property taxes and utilities. Property taxes in Edgerton are fairly average for Wisconsin. You're looking at a little under 2% of your home's assessed value annually. So if you buy a $300,000 home, that's roughly $4,500 a year or $375 a month. It's something to plan for, especially if you're rolling that into your mortgage payment. As for utilities, most households spend between $150 and $250 a month, depending on the season. Winters here can drive up heating costs, no surprise there. But if you're coming from a bigger metro area, it still feels pretty manageable. So beyond housing, what's the rest of life costs here? Groceries, gas, and healthcare in Edgerton are all pretty close to the national average, maybe even a little below. You got a Piggly Wiggly right in town and a larger selection of big box stores in nearby Janesville or Stoughton. A gallon of milk costs around $3.50 at the time of this video, and gas has been hovering around $3 per gallon as of the spring. Nothing outrageous, and since it's a smaller town, you won't be spending a ton on things like parking and tolls, simply because there aren't any. However, if you're commuting to Madison or another city for work, the price of gas and commuting costs is another thing that you should consider. Local dining is also super affordable. You can grab a solid burger and fries at the local restaurants, such as Two Brothers downtown or The Anchor, which is right off of the Rock River. And, you can get a really delicious meal for around $15 or pizza for the whole family without having to spend a fortune. Both of these restaurants usually have great entertainment by local musicians on the weekends, so I highly recommend checking them out. So who is Edgerton perfect for? I'd say first-time home buyers who want a good-sized home without the Madison price tag, remote workers looking for peace and a small town vibe, And then also families who want access to a lot of nature and outdoor amenities and a close knit community. Or even retirees who want to downsize, but they still want to be near the lakes, trails, and friendly neighbors. And hey, if you're working in Madison or Janesville, the commute is totally doable. You're looking at about 25 minutes either way. Janesville is a little closer than Madison, but it's still, Madison is fairly close. All right, so that's your deep dive into the cost of living here in Edgerton, Wisconsin. Between affordable housing, reasonable rental prices, and a slower pace of life, this town really offers a lot of bang for your buck. If you're thinking about making a move or just want to explore your options, feel free to drop a comment or reach out. I'd love to help you figure out if Edgerton is the right fit for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos about living in southern Wisconsin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.